Good morning, you lovely people, and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses. And today, yes, I'm on the road. Why is that, I hear you ask? Well, that is because I'm off somewhere to pick something up. That's why I'm in the van. Where are you going, I hear you ask? Well, it's something that's been in development for a while, and it's arrived. So I'm off to pick Jamie up, and then we are heading down to the port. Little hint. So, without any further ado, let's roll the intro and get cracking. Right, so I'm now heading back to the shop because I got to Jamie's house, which is 10 minutes away, and rang him because his car wasn't there. And he's at the shop.
Morning.
Morning.
You enjoying your ride so far?
Yeah, I remember the conversation as...
All you remember is the first initial suggestion.
Look, I've got a lot going around in my head. I can't really remember I can't exactly remember every conversation I have.
Yeah, this is what I said, where's he gone? He goes, I don't know, I heard him go about 10 minutes ago. I go, maybe he's gone to get diesel, because I know the van needed diesel. So I thought maybe he's just gone to get diesel before I get here. So anyway, it's like the phone rang. I just knew straight away as soon as my phone rang, I was like, you nugget, mate, what are you doing?
I remember saying, or you saying, you're going to pick me up all the way through? Yep.
The whole conversation was, are you going to take the van home with you so you can just come straight to mine, pick me up, and then you can drop me off on the way back and I'll pick the car up and meet you back at work? You said, no, I'll leave the van here.
That sounds like a very complicated
and then
conversation.
When I went home last night and you said, I'll take the van key with me, that'll save me opening up.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, Nugget, why don't you just take the van home? But yeah, never mind. We'll get there in the end, mate. It's still early.
I've got a lot going on up there. I can't remember the details of every conversation I have. I have to forget half of them.
Yeah, only 4 minutes, so you're alright.
So yes, we're back in the van and we're heading off again. Yes.
Yeah.
So far, I've said hello to the internet peeps. I have not, however, explained what we're doing. I've said we're going to the port, but I haven't said why. I said it's something we've got in development, and that's it. The surprise will come later. But I am excited. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's all about.
Yes. Ooh.
You know me and my gizmos, I like playing with stuff.
Little clues coming along here. Yeah, gizmo. No, it's not a drone. I don't think one I've got before. And it's not a helicopter. Yes, it's something that we've been working on for a while. Something that's been in development for a while. And it's arrived. This is the test implement. As far as I'll go, it's the test implement. So we are entering test phase 1, and if all goes well, test phase 1 will become test phase 2, and then test phase 2 will be ta-da!
That sounds long-winded, that sounds far too long-winded.
And of course, no trip would be complete without the obligatory sausage and egg roll. Look at the size of this thing. Well, we've picked up and we're on our way back. And we'll show you what we've got when we get there.
When we get there?
Yeah, we're heading in the right direction.
Now.
We always were. This is the scenic route. I wanted to go this way because I'd never been down this road before and it was interesting.
Yeah, and I like the way you only decided it was interesting after the sat-nav suggested you went down the wrong way.
Exactly, I listened to the sat-nav. Sat-nav said, you always go down the A12, why don't you go this way? Try this route. And I thought, you know what? We will. And I'm glad, look at that, look, that's cottage.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely amazing.
Look at the fields, look, fields sweeping majestically.
Flat fields, no hills.
Shh, they can't see that. I just want to add something. little bit of a rant, if you will. There's nothing worse than when you're in a 60 limit following someone doing 40 miles an hour. You get to the 30 limit, you slow down to 30, and they bugger off because they're still doing 40. It winds me up. Look at you. So, we're back. So what do we have in the van? Well, we have boxes.
Lots of boxes.
Can you tell what it is? No? Well, let's get it out and we'll have a look. Right, with my tea first. Yeah, that's not unusual, is it? I put my cup of tea in there this morning. It's been there all this time. That's not good. We've got some new mugs coming. There's a handle of one of them. Interesting. Oh, hello, look at the box. Oh, that's very much open.
Oh yeah, there's not much on the side of it.
I mind you, they're all in polystyrene, so you're doing very well. Very, very well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, are they heavy?
No, not today.
All right, that's right then.
You just stand there and drink your tea.
Ah, lovely. Do you want a hand?
No, you're all right.
Oh, okay. All right, I offered.
Pretty much last one.
You're thinner than me, ain't you?
Most definitely.
You calling me fat?
There you go.
Oh, very nice.
You can have some pillows just in case you fall over, Mr. Fat Boy.
That's sizest. Can't say that. I'm offended. Oh, hello, we're on the move. Right, are we pushing the pallet or pushing off the pallet? Off the pallet then.
I don't know what it's going to do, mate.
No, neither do I.
We'll find out in a minute.
I think we need to keep it on the pallet.
I'm not trying to take it off, I was just trying to push it. It's just obviously that's what it's taking with it.
Yeah. Pallet's stuck, hang on. Hang on. Whoa, hang on. Okay, right, we're on this side. Yep. Tip and slide, tip and slide. A little bit. That's it.
You're going to have to wiggle it because it's going to start gripping on them.
Yeah.
Or lifting the weight off the bottom of the ramp.
Okay, go on. That's it.
Oh, there's a bit of your van.
Yeah, that's fine. Hang on. Right, you ready?
It's on the wheel, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I've got my foot on it, but I can't drag it at the same time.
Hang on. That's in the ramp now, isn't it?
It's on the ramp.
You pump it up and it'll clear it, won't it?
Well, it will, but then you still got to push it on.
What?
It's clear. The second one's clear. If you can just
Yeah.
do it now, yeah.
Okay.
It's there.
We're off. Yeah. Strip at the back.
The strip from the back of the van has gone.
Oh, so what we got on top?
Right.
Oh, I made a hole. You want a sneak peek?
Oh, look at them. Oh, yes. Oh, look at it. Oh.
Right, let's get the swing off and then we can unpack it for the camera, as in untake the wrapping off anyway.
To me.
I'll do it. Just drag it out, mate, if you can.
Yeah.
Pull. No?
It's stuck on that lip. So, at this stage, does anyone want to have a guess at what's in this box? Not that, because that's a garden swing. Don't worry about that. But it's this one that we're interested in. Anybody want to have a guess? Well, you can guess all you like, because you're going to find out in a minute anyway, but let's take this one off. Oh, it's not as heavy as I thought. So, have you guessed yet? Well, I'll tell you. No, I won't. I'll show you. The big reveal. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, there we go. Ta-da! It's a bike, but it's no ordinary bike. See this engine here? It's not an engine. It holds a battery. Yes, this is an electric motorbike, and it's our own brand electric motorbike. This is the test bike that's arrived, and it's a cafe racer style electric motorbike.
Don't look right with them tyres on, does it? The original ones.
That's why they've sent the other ones.
That's not why, you mean you picked the other ones, you mean?
I did, yes.
And paid extra for the other ones?
Yeah. So, you look at this and you think, why has it got 4 tyres? No, it's not a 3 wheels at the front and 1 wheel at the back kind of bike. Not too sure about these tyres. So I chose these ones as well, and we're going to put these on and see how it performs. But it goes rather well, I think, with the theme of the bike. We'll go around in greater detail in a moment and have a really good look at what we've got. Now, please bear in mind that this is bike version 1. It may change slightly. There may be some things we want to look at and go, no, don't like that, that needs to change. Don't like that, that needs to change. That's okay, that's good, we'll keep that, etc., etc. I'm already thinking, I'm not sure about the handlebars. I think they possibly need to be lower. Maybe straight bars. I don't know. But as I say, these are little tweaks we're going to be doing. This is version 1. This is the test bike. And then we'll see where we go from here. So let's get it uncrated. So here it is. What are your thoughts? Instantly I look at this and there's things I want to change straight away. First time I've sat on it actually. It's very light. The seat is quite hard. Suspension is, bearing in mind there's not a lot of weight in it. It feels like a bike, I'll say that. Obviously there's no clutch, so you've got front brake, rear brake, just like you have on a scooter. But things I instantly want to change, and it's little niggly bits, like I'm not sure about this lock, it just looks a bit poorly finished. The metal isn't great. The switch gears are pretty standard, mirrors, brakes, dash. The ignition maybe you want to change, and I'm not too happy about this on here. That's just one of those little locker things, which to me is not very secure. But these are little things we can change. Bearing in mind, like I said, this is the first test bike. Other things, that centre stand is far too big. So when you put the centre stand up, it feels like it wants to rock off. Tyre wise, I think I want to give these a go. But what, just see if you can lay it against the shock.
A bit bigger.
See what it looks like, yeah. And the back, if you can get the back on. I'll try and lean it a bit.
Ish.
What does it look like?
Better.
Better?
I think.
Yeah.
It's a quirky bike, and that sort of suits the quirkiness of it.
Yes, exactly, yes. Now, in a little while, we'll reveal the name of the bike and the story behind the name. But yes, this is the initial bike. So what we're going to do now, the battery's on charge. We're going to plug it in and just give a little squeeze across the yard and see how it goes. Now, look, that just looks a bit too cheap for my liking. I think I want to change that. This key slot here, like I say, it's on just a little hook. I think I want to change that as well. I mean, it's a door for a battery box. Jamie doesn't like this pot on here. He thinks it's a bit too blocky. Maybe we can get one with some slats in, maybe to look more engine-like. The shocks seem okay. They look a bit small, but bearing in mind this bike is going to come in 2 guises, a 50cc version and sort of a 110 version. So again, the proof will be in when we ride it. They just look a bit thin at the moment, but as I say, I'm not going to say too much about them until we ride it. I am not happy with this. It looks like literally they've cut just a rectangle piece of metal off a strip of metal. They haven't even ground over the edges. They're all sharp, and they've just painted it black and bunged it on. Now I've made some of these for my cafe racer style bike, the hybrid, and I did better than that. I'm not impressed with that at all. That I want to change because that is really cheap. Really not impressed. This rear mudguard, again, it's sort of the wrong angle. I think with the rear tyres on, it'd be interesting to see whether that makes a difference or whether it makes it worse. But we'll know that when the other tyres are on. Everything else, the rear caliper looks okay, rear disc, fine. Swing arm looks beefy enough. The spindle, the indicators are okay, apart from these wires, possibly, again, not brilliant. Maybe they should have used a different washer in there. Little things like that. The seat is okay. It's a cafe racer seat. They're not the best comfortable seats in the world, but I don't know a cafe racer seat there is. You can see what I mean by this piece of metal. Look, poor effort, poor effort. And these indicators and the way it's wired up there and taped on. Okay. Again, cheap generic indicators, but you know they're on a lot of bikes these days, so that's not a problem. The rear wheel, we were initially looking at a spoked wheel. But it's very hard to get a spoked wheel with this kind of hub inside, with this size hub for the speed we want. So we had to go with these mag style wheels, or the cast wheels, 5-spoke rather than, or multi-spoke rather than spoked wheels. You know, the chrome spoked wheels, you know what I mean. Wire wheels, they're the ones, that's the word I'm looking for, wire wheels. Now I also think this front mudguard is too wide for this tyre. And these side brackets, again, cheap thin bit of metal welded on to another cheap thin bit of metal with very sharp edges that haven't been rounded off. Not impressed with that at all. This is too wide, as I say. It may be different once that other sort of cross-ply style tyre is on, but we shall see. Other than that, these have got to change because that's horrible. Very cheap. Not impressed with that at all. The tank is metal. Side panels plastic. That's just a bit of dirt, don't worry about it. Oops, made it worse. Well done me. Again, this pot, like I said before, we'll look at seeing if there's any way we can change that. If not, I'm not that bothered by it. I think it's okay. The tank looks good, you know, so like I say, it's a metal tank, so it feels like a real bike. A real bike, that sounds awful. A combustion engine bike, there we go, that's better. Other than that, the main core and everything else seems pretty good. Again, we're going to change that door. That little sort of cheap school locker lock is not very secure. Not happy about that. The frame itself looks like it's from a combustion bike because it's got little telltale signs of where the gear change and the kickstart would be. Again, things like that we can just block off the holes or see what else we can do with them. Other than that, the front forks are okay, possibly a bit thin, but we'll see what it looks like when it's out on the road. The front light I like. Now, I've gone for 2 of these on my Triumph and 1 of these on my hybrid bike, so I'm very much used to this style of headlight and I quite like it. Sort of brings the retro into modern. And I know some of you are going to say, or maybe a lot of you are going to say, stick with the original halogen light, and that may well be the case, but I don't know, I quite like it. Again, it's different, it's quirky. Why be like everybody else? Now, something I will say is that the speedo is in kilometres only at the moment, and obviously that can't happen. It needs to be in miles per hour to pass the SVA and conform to UK standards. The battery tray box, that needs, like I said, that needs looking at that lock simply as well, because once the battery's in, if you go to the right, the battery falls a little bit and it's difficult to open that. So that needs a bit of a redesign as well. The shocks I'm a little bit worried about, simply because, you know, doesn't seem to be much dampening on there whatsoever. Now, we might change these for the oil-filled ones that have the little canister on the back. That might be a better choice, rather than those crappy little bicycle ones by the looks of those. So, yes, I'm going to talk to you briefly about the name. Now, this is what it's going to be called. Detour. Now, very much into Anglo-Saxon myself, which is, I've got Anglo-Saxon written on my arm. I like Anglo-Saxon. I used to teach some of it when I taught a few years ago. Thunor is the Anglo-Saxon god of thunder and lightning, hence lightning storm, storm, etc, etc. That's where it comes from. When I looked up for the name of this, I was looking at something to do with lightning, something to do with storm. You would not believe the amount of companies out there to do with electric everything that already have the name lightning and storm in there somewhere. So I just couldn't go with it. Obviously you've got lightning motorcycles as well, so that threw that out. So I thought I'll be different. I designed that myself. Some people might not like it. I quite do. Sort of a lightning bolt in the T there with a lightning bolt underneath. That is going to go on the tank. Now, for the final bike, these are going to be metal. So that's what this grey is. It's going to be metal with a raised lettering on the outside, like you see on the new Bullet Blue Rock bike. I quite like that. So that's going to go on the tank. I shall stick this on for now. That will go on there. And this one, haven't decided. It'll either be the Thunor Panther or the Thunor Genesis, being the first bike. I haven't decided. Perhaps if you could leave your comments in the comment section below what you think its first name should be, and please don't be rude. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But like I say, this is something we're trying. It's our own developed bike, something we need to make a lot of changes to. I'm aware of that, but this is why this first bike has arrived, so we can go over it, change what we want, and get it to the stage where I'm happy to sell it and market it as my own brand. So there you go. I introduced to you the Thunor Panther Stroke Genesis. So now the battery's in and it's charging, let's just take it across the yard, shall we? Just see how it does. I'm excited to do this because I'd like to know how fast it goes. Are we ready? Okay, let's see what it's like. You'll have to follow me. It's in number 3. Ready? Hello. Whoa. I'll tell you what, this has got reverse. Flick it in reverse. Oh shit. This says to me that it goes the same speed in reverse that it does forwards. Yeah, we might have to block that off. I don't know how I feel about that. So if you're sitting at the lights and you happen to flick the reverse and you... yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, yes! Let's get some lights on the subject, shall we? So we've got side lights and main beam. Side lights there. Main, oh, there's main beam. Dip. Indicators. Indicators. Horn. What do you think? So now there are a few options. Now sadly the spoked wheel option isn't available on the bigger capacity simply because the hub just doesn't fit. So the hub will fill up most of the spokes, so it's just not possible to do it. However, on the 50cc version you've got this rear hub and that front wheel. So the 50cc version, or the equivalent thereof, will have spoked wheels. That's the controller to change it to 50cc. And of course we've got the tubes and a new brake disc. However, both bikes will come with these side panniers built in. So they're leather, one for each side, and they will come in the price as part of the bike. Quite like them. And we're also looking at getting the roll mat on the front as well. So the little roll bag. So that will come with it as well. So yeah, I quite like them. They'll come in either brown or black, because the bike will come with a brown seat on certain colours and a black seat on other colours. There you go. So, my initial thoughts on the bike. Well, performance-wise, it is fantastic. I have to say, very impressed with the performance. Battery seems to be lasting quite well. It picks up really nicely. It rides okay, apart from this rear suspension. Now, it does kind of highlight the knobbles, so I think we definitely want to change these out, possibly for those oil-filled rear shocks, but we'll investigate that. Now, this is a bike that we're aiming to market for around sort of £3,500 on the road. There's a gap in the market, and I think this will fill it. It's an electric bike. It's a modern stroke retro style bike that isn't going to cost you 10 grand. I know there's lots of things we need to iron out, and I want to get those things sorted. I want it to be a proper bike that performs well, that doesn't have cheap and nasty bits on it, little things like this and the shocks and things like that that I want to sort out. As an initial start, I'm impressed. Like I say, there's things we want to do. Please do leave your comments in the comment section below what you think about it. I know there's lots of things to change, and I would appreciate if you don't go, it's shit. Because at the moment, there's a lot I want to change to get it up to our standard and UK standard, to be fair. One, of course, being the fact that it needs to go in miles per hour and not just kilometers. But there you go. So this is where we're heading. This is the angle we're taking, and this is the route that we're heading down. I hope you like it. I hope you like the idea, and I hope you can support us through where we're heading with this. If you feel like supporting us through Patreon, please have a look in the Patreon link below. We've also got our Facebook shop, and you can support us through that and buy merchandise from there as well. And of course, if you just want to support us by liking this video, that's cool too. Please bear in mind that this isn't going to be an overnight thing. Sorry, trying to think of the word there. It is going to be something that's ongoing for a few months until we get it exactly where we want it to be, with everything we want on it. But I wanted to introduce you to where we are and the route we're heading down, and I hope you like where it's going. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please tune in next time where we'll be back with more bike reviews, and we're back on project, what am I calling it? Apocalypto Scramblerino. Back on Bob. Back on the Mustang, and like I said, more reviews. Oh, I'd just like to point out as well, do you see this port cabin in the background here? That is going to be our new cafe, Stormy Pit Stop. It's coming. So if you're local, and once we've got that sorted out, please pop down, have a cuppa, have a burger, have some noodles, some dumplings, maybe a hot dog, possibly some rice, maybe a bacon sandwich, cup of tea, coffee, usual things like that, and come and say hello. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.